President Trump in Singapore now after announcing yesterday the U.S. withdrawal from the G7 joint communique. Joining me now is Marty Latz, negotiation expert and author of The Real Trump Deal, an eye-opening look at how he really negotiates. With a big welcome to you, Marty. The president's negotiation style pretty much on full display there during G7 summit. He's hardcore. Tell me what you expect of what happens in North Korea.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that question because he's been on open display with his negotiation strategies for almost 50 years in business. And we know how he negotiates, pretty extraordinarily transparent in his strategies and tactics. I would expect, based on his history, based on my research, that he's going to come out of that summit with certainly what he perceives as a win. Whether or not it's truly a win in terms of the safety and security of the world, that's an open question.
You know, he campaigned based on his deal making. You analyzed, what, over 100 or so of his negotiations as a businessman in this book. Is it accurate to call him a master deal maker?
I wouldn't call him a master deal maker. In fact, we really need to take a look at three different elements of his negotiation skills. One, what he does, his strategies, his tactics. Two, how he does it, his style, what's in his actual negotiation DNA. And then we have to really make a significant shift in evaluating his business negotiations versus presidential negotiations. Very different worlds, and actually require different strategies, skills, and tactics to succeed in each.
When the president was queried about the extent to which he believes Kim Jong-un is serious about giving up his nuclear weapons, the president responded by saying, I'm going to know in about anywhere from 5 seconds to 1 minute. By my feel, by my touch, I'm going to get a sense of this. Talk about that, and if you feel that that is an appropriate assessment.
Well, he negotiates and has negotiated for almost 50 years based on his gut. He's very instinctive. He's very off the cuff. He wings it. It's gotten him into problems in the past, and that's what concerns me about what's happening in Singapore this week. If you actually take a look at the early 80s, his gut proved very profitable. He did very good. I'd actually give him an A- as a negotiator, as a skillful negotiator in his early years, but then his gut took him on a U-turn. And in the go-go 80s, he really stopped doing his homework, he stopped doing his preparation, and he ended up overpaying and doing a series of very bad and poor negotiations. That's what concerns us right now, based on his history and based on the research that I've done for my book on Trump's negotiations.
By your assessment there, Marty, the president then has been negotiating in this style that you have concerns about for the last 3.5 decades, which is going to prove to be interesting come Tuesday. Marty, I'm going to ask if you can come back next weekend and give us an assessment of how he did based on what you researched in your book. I know our bookers will talk to you. We'd love to talk with you then. Thank you so much, Marty. Thank you. Coming up on AM Joy, the very latest on the arrival of both the president and Kim Jong-un in Singapore ahead of their summit.